Heyo little creatures of the night, Mochiko here, and can you believe it, we're at episode 6. Time sure flies. So, in the last episode, we finished our quests with Frank, and I'm thinking that we should look at our quests right now. We still need to talk to Fat Tummy, the Carib Captain, and Holly Brock. But those are the main quests. So I'm thinking let's talk to Fee Zaloria. And if I'm butchering her name, I do apologize. But yeah, let's do the uncommon transport quest. Let's just check the map to see where she's located. Alright, and here we are. Hello! If I weren't here, the Zobs would be breaking down all the time. Thankfully, I know what to do. A good smack with a hammer and they're up and running again. Okay. Where do Zobs come from? I can't reveal the divine secrets of Exler to just anyone, you know. But you'll soon learn that Exlers are always late. So they could travel without breaking a sweat. Their god creates Zobs and Zobbies. Little Zobs that cost a few commas. You'll discover some of those down in the world of 12 cities. So how do you exactly fix the Zob with a hammer? You're a curious one, aren't you? That's a mystery that only Exlers and other masters understand. But you seem nice, so I suppose I could give you a few clues. Right, here's what I know. Zobs are fragments of Exler himself. He set them into the ground across the world of 12 to help us move around more quickly. The fragments are fueled by energy given off by commas, but some of them age badly. If this happens, they become dormant whilst they work off the excess energy. And that's where I come in. I have to stop by with this hammer and give a friendly tap to wake them up. Yep, I really put my heart into my work, hammering day and night. Use the Zob when you want to return to the village. It's much quicker. You have to part with a few coin, of course, but I'm sure you'll earn some combos back easily enough. However, getting your time back, that's a different story. Believe me. Okay, so now we have to examine the Zob. What? There we go. And that's all we had to do. The quest updated. As you guys see, we have to go talk to Turnet Nin again. So let's head over to her. Here we are. That was fast. I could have used the Zob as the Exler said, but I'm not gonna part with my coin that easily, so yeah. Alright, let's talk to Turnet. Hello. Isn't it a lovely day? The sun is shining, the peewees are chirping, and young souls are discovering Incarnam. We've already talked to the Exler girl. Isn't it exhilarating knowing that the god Exler gifted us a tiny part of his power to save us time? Ah, what would we do without the gods? Did you know that they once came to Incarnam? Let's just accept the prizes, thank you so much. What? We leveled up! Nice. The 12 left traces of their visit among us, relics that bear witness to their glory and power. The history of these relics is written in the stars. If you like legends, this is your opportunity to discover new ones. Ooh, I'd like to do that. There are 12 relics around Incarnam. You don't have to visit all of them. Just go to the sites of 5 of them in different parts of the island and decipher the text engraved in the stones. I won't mark their positions on your map. Use your intuition, your sense of observation, or let the divine inspiration be your guide. Okay, let's go search for the relics. Fortunately, I know exactly how to point you guys in the right direction. We're gonna visit my goddess's relic first, which is the goddess Eniripsa. And if we open our map, you will see that the Eniripsa's relic is right over here in the top corner. The one next to her is the Ayop relic, and I think this one's the Osamura's relic. But yeah, let's just be sure to check our quest book to see what they want. The gods have a tendency to leave their stuff lying all over Incarnam. It's probably to make a grand impression and whip up their disciples' favor? I don't know what that word means. Do apologize for that, but let's move on. Or maybe they're simply absent-minded. Who knows? Okay, so the objective is to examine the relic stones of the waystones, the fields, the lake, the pastures, and the forest. So, as she said, technically you have to just go visit one of the relics or class monuments in each of those sections on the map. Alright, just want to check the map one more time. Okay, so just 3 maps up and we should be at the Aniripsa's relic. And 1 map over. We've reached the first relic. Aniripsa's flask. Long, long ago, when Incarnam was still young, Inutrof spent his days lounging on a pile of gold. Light from the solar star above glinted off his scales and off the precious metal all around him, filling him with lazy happiness. One sunny day, the dragon's nap was interrupted. There was an insistent clamor sailing across the cosmos. These prayers were not meant for Inutrof. They were calling out fervently to Aniripsa, the divine practitioner. Young souls in distress were begging the goddess for help. Flying to her disciples' aid, the miracle fairy appeared, all grace and light. At her side hung a flask filled with elixir, which shone like 1,000 iridescent fireflies. The dragon's eyes were captivated by this glow, and an irrepressible desire was born within him. He must add this crystal-like flask to his treasures. Inutrof offered a handful of gold pieces minted with his special mark in exchange for the flask, but the goddess refused. Inutrof offered the power to talk to stones and to understand their gravelly replies, but the goddess refused. Inutrof offered a precision of souls which would pay homage to Aniripsa until the end of time, but the goddess refused. Inutrof offered a river of diamonds, a mine of silver, and a mountain of rubies, but the goddess refused. Lingering on this flask which he could not obtain, the dragon lost his appetite, stopped sleeping, and couldn't think straight. He was consumed by greed. His scales grew dull, and soon he was but a shadow of his former self. Then the goddess spread her wings benevolently, and placed the flask between Inutrof's clawed hands. By drinking its contents, he would be able to become what he had been once again, healing the damage he had done to himself. Soothing pain was Aniripsa's gift, and you could not put a price on it. Standing before the flask, which has remained empty, abandoned this rock ever since that distant past when Incarnam was still young, young souls understand that no man, god, or dragon can afford Aniripsa's flask. Alright, that was quite a bit to read. I didn't actually think they had that much information up or made mini stories. So I think what we are going to do is we're going to follow what Nin said, Trinette, and we are going to take sections at a time. So I think the next one we will visit will have to be Sakura, which will be at this workshop, the Alchemist Workshop. I'm gonna head over there right now. I do think this is the Sakura one. I was guessing first, so if it's not, yes it is! Good! Alright, let's read. Sakura Spikes. Long, long ago, the celestial land of Incarnam was ruled by perfect harmony. Such bliss greatly annoyed the devilish creatures that haunted the infernal Shestov crust. The demons prepared an invasion, hoping to create a bit of disorder. One night, they unleashed themselves on Incarnam and started to wreak havoc. They gobbled all the gobles, pulled the girl's hair, and plucked the boy's nose hair. Okay. They let off a multitude of fetid gases and thought it was funny. Okay. They urinated on the tavern walls and in the customers' pints. Wow, okay. Thousands suffered at the hands and other body parts of the demons. This is an interesting story. The young soul's cries reached the ears of the goddess Sakura. Alright? The Scarlet Lady's blood began to boil. She ran all the way to Incarnam to allow her vengeful anger to flow free. Okay, firstly, why did she run? She's a god? Or, well, a goddess? I mean... But anyways, at the goddess's will, the earth covered itself with jagged spikes and razor-sharp stones. It was as if the spine of the stone dragon who supported the land was standing on end to chase off the intruders. Soon there was nowhere for the demons to put their feet, paws, or hooves down without feeling 1,000 shots of pain. Incarnam was just as inhospitable as the Shustaf's crust. I'm sorry, that word is difficult to say, at least for me. They decided to head home. Thanks to the goddess Sakura's intervention, the land was once again calm and peaceful. But its original harmony has been lost forever. Today, some of these rocky spikes still stick up from the ground, like pale thorns, silent witnesses to the great torment that once shook the ground in Incarnam. Alright, so I just want to check the quests and see if it's actually updating. Okay, yes, we've done the fields and the lake. Way of Souls, we still need to do pastures and forest. So let's just check the map quickly again. Where's the Way of Souls? Okay, so it's that one. I was gonna do that one last anyway. Pastures and forest. Okay, so for pastures, we're gonna take, I think we should pick Feka, the goddess Feka, and for forest, we should definitely pick Sarida. It only makes sense. And then we'll end off with Pandawa, which is here at the inn. If you guys wanted to know all the locations, by the way, let me show it to you. I don't know why I'm just not showing you guys first and foremost. So, the any Ripsa relic or monument class we've already been at, it's right over here. Then you can find the IOP one over here. The Osamura's one is right over here. And we're at the Sakura one at the moment. And south from there, we see the Exler one. Then we have the Sarida one, which we will visit soon. And right next to it, we've got Shram. And to the left, we have the goddess Kra. And then if we go all the way to the top, we have Ekaflip and Feka. And then this one is Pandawa, which is the one we're going to end off on. And then lastly, we have the god Initrov hiding behind the air balloon over here. Alright, so those are all the locations. Let's head over to... I think let's just go do Sarida right now. Alright, we have arrived to the god Sarida's monument, or as they call it, relic. Sarida's brambles. The petrified brambles that grow in this area were once guilty of terrible savagery. They tore Incarnam's only living puppet to shreds. What? How did such a being ever see the light of day? Most stories agree that it was the god Sarida who had spent a particularly alcohol-fueled evening in the company of Pandawa and Ekaflip before going to dance under the full moon with one of the training scarecrows at the Carib Tower. Oh no. One dance with the Dollmaster can lead to some unexpected effects. They say that after this taste of the joys of moving, the dummy left its job as a target so it could go on long, peaceful walks through Incarnam's fields. Oh no. Now I just feel bad for it. It carved itself a wooden mask for a face. No. And remembering its vocation helped young adventurers with their training. What? Oh no! Why did he kill it then? However fluid its movements were, though, the puppet lacked one thing, a soul. Well, it was kind. How can it be kind if it doesn't have a soul? Well, I guess it could be, in a way. As the years passed by, it became dry, hard, and breakable. Its lovable character gave way to a sorrowful and envious bitterness. What? It started hitting out at anyone and everyone. Started hitting out. Like, it started taking out its, like, bitterness? Okay. Seemingly taking great delight in doing to others as they had once done to it. Can you blame it, though? But, okay, I can see what happened. Oh, no. One night, word of the creation's evil's doing reached Sarida, and he decided to intervene, of course. He interrupted one of his daily naps and surprised the puppet as it was preparing yet another misdeed. His punishment was brutal. The leafy god summoned brambles, which tore the Scarecrow to shreds. This is a horrible story. Why did I pick this one? The clumps of hay and scraps of material were scattered by the wind. As for the wooden mask, no one knows what became of it. I actually think the god Sarida uses it, doesn't he? Or is that just how the god Sarida looks, and he also uses masks? Because if you look at the god Sarida, there's the wooden mask, so it's like... I'm fairly sure the Scarecrow wasn't that talented, probably, so never mind. But hey! Yeah, that's okay, so... Alright, let's go check out... It's, you know, I'm just frazzled right now. That sucks, man. Okay, let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps to get to Feka, and hopefully her story is a little bit better than the god Sarida. Alright, we've arrived. Hopefully this is a better story. Excuse me. I'm very particular. There you go. I need to stand in front of it-ish. Okay. Feka's staff and shield. Once upon a time, there was an artist who lived in Inkarnam. One day, as he was sketching the clouds around the celestial lands, the goddess Feka passed by. Curious, she looked over the painter's shoulder and complimented his work. I really like your work. Could you draw me a gobo, please? I'll frame it and hang it above the door at my divine sheep barn. Painting animals wasn't really the artist's specialty. He preferred still lifes and landscapes. But since he didn't want to upset Feka, he did as she asked. The goddess studied the result carefully. Your gobo looks very ill. I don't think he'll survive the winter. Draw another one. The artist drew another one. That's not a gobo, that's a mastrogob. His tusks are huge. Once again, the artist redid his drawing, but just like all the others, it wasn't right. That one's even older than an Inutrof. I want a gobo with a long life ahead of him. At the end of his patience, the artist scribbled one last drawing and showed it to the goddess. That's the box. The gobo you want is inside it. The painter grinned and waited to see Feka's face light up before such a revolutionary approach. Instead, the High Shepherdess frowned, stuck her crook in the ground, and rolled up her pure virgin wool sleeves. Then she gave the vile crook who dared to mock the goddess the beating of his life. The story doesn't say that what became of the disrespectful artist. I don't think he meant to be disrespectful. He tried his best, and, you know, as an artist myself, I can definitely say that I think it didn't come from an area of disrespect. And he just ended up being very proud of himself for trying to avoid drawing the gobo at the end of the day. Oh gosh, what a misunderstood situation. But Feka's rage was such that she forgot to take her things with her when she left. Unless she left her staff and shield there as a warning to others. Okay, she's got a bit of a temper, but we can appreciate that. Still a better story than the bramble one. Okay, let's head over to Pandawanel. which is fortunately on the map where I don't think we need to be, actually. We need to go back to Nin. I keep thinking about Frank now. Because we did all our quests as Frank, so I just want to go back to Frank the whole time. Alright. Pandawa's Tankard. At the Incarnam Tavern, the landlord offers a drink to any passing soul. Some clients are surprised to discover he doesn't serve beer. The reason for this is simple. His barrels have been condemned to emptiness since the bamboo lady visited his establishment. Ah, yes. One hot summer's day, Pandawa herself entered the pub. Much to the owner's surprise, the goddess approached the bar with an unsteady gait and ordered, "Beer until my thirst is quenched," holding out an enormous tankard. Once she'd gulped down all the beer in the barrel in just a few chugs, Pandawa ordered the landlord to save... What landlord? I keep wanting to say landward, I don't know why. To serve her everything he had in his cellar. Astounded by the turn of events, the owner agreed. Once the socks had been emptied, the goddess decided to drain the future reserves. She drank all the beer that was supposed to be served to his clients for the next 1,000 years? Jeez, dude! How much beer do you need? Her thirst was temporarily quenched. So Pandawa burped loudly, thanked the dumbfounded innkeeper, then left as she came, zigzagging. She left her tankard behind her. Since that day, the only drinks served in Incarnam have been lemonade and milk. Okay, so now we know why Frank loves his lemonade. Let's look at the quest. Yes, we need to go talk to Turnet again. Let's head over there. Hello, Turnet. We have been traveling quite a bit. Announce that you have found 5 relics left by the gods. Some of the stories you've read are probably only parables. They still provide valuable information and show us the paths we need to follow. Indeed. Except for maybe Sarida. I don't know if we should follow that path. The cosmos is so big, it's very easy to lose yourself. Very true. Once you're in the world of 12, take the time to look around you. Pay attention to the tales of the old stones that the old stones tell. Savor each detour on the path to your destiny. Okay. Strange, because they said once you're on the world of 12, and I had to do the English. Like, I got used to redoing English in Wakfu sometimes, but are we on the world or are we in the world? Questions, you know? Pay attention to the tales the old stones tell. Savor each detour on the path to your destiny. Okay, ask questions about the world of 12. It's an incredible and fascinating place. There are fortified cities, impenetrable jungles, rocky plateaus ravaged by winds, snow-covered plains, beaches of fine white sand. You may encounter magnificent creatures, terrifying monsters, valiant warriors, and double-crossing rogues. It's a world of adventure and opportunity, paradise for those who seek the life of a hero. In short, you'll never be bored there. Which is true. And I wish I could never wait to discover it, but it is pay to play, so I can't. Darn it, Turnet. Tell them the truth. Master Senshin's celestial portal will take you there when you're ready. But if you want a glimpse of what's waiting for you, go and see Galilea and Dr. Seesme. These names. You'll find them to the north and south of Incarnam. Tell them I sent you. They'll show you some of the most picturesque sights of the world of 12. Okay, so I'm not gonna accept this quest right now, because we have a bunch we need to do. So we're gonna come back to Turnet at some point, if I remember. I'm gonna make a note. But for now, we're gonna end the episode here. It's a strange episode, I know. But thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you so much. Please do take care of yourself. And until next time, bye guys!